Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out this morning for our ribbon cutting ceremony for the addition to our primary campus. For those of you I may not know, my name is Kara Stimson. I am the proud principal of Morris Brandon Elementary. I brought with me this morning some of my friends sitting here to my right who are going to speak to you in just a moment. But I want to welcome our board members who are here. Ms. Cynthia Briscoe Brown, who's sitting to my left. I want to welcome Dr. Maria Karstarfin, Superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools. Our other district officials who are here, our parents, and our other visitors and guests, thank you so much for coming this morning. I want to make sure to thank Parish Construction, Art, maybe you can wave in the back. Art. I want to also thank Danny Gutley, next to Art, who can wave, who's the APS project manager for this project. Those of you, parents especially, who have been around and experienced the construction with us last year, you saw the construction going on for a year, and it is a crazy thing to say, but we actually miss our construction worker friends. They were such great partners to us throughout the year of construction, and as you can see, this building is magnificent. They did a fantastic job, left no stone unturned, and really put together a great final product for us and more importantly for our children, and we are really grateful for that. So thank you, Danny, and thank you, Art and Parish Construction. I want to also thank the district, Atlanta Public Schools, for supporting this project. One thing that people who don't know Morris Brandon very well may ask is why in the world did they need an addition when they are already a two-campus school? How could they possibly need more room? But those of you, parents especially, who live in Morris Brandon with me know that we did need more room. We are a school of over 1,000 children, and even though we have two campuses, we had just about every specialist on a cart. We had gifted teachers team teaching with putting over 40 kids in one classroom. We had some makeshift computer labs going on just to kind of make ends meet for the last several years. And with this addition, we have been able to solve all of those problems. We have successfully moved our second graders over to this building this year. So now we have a K2 campus and a 3-5 campus. If you have not visited our 3-5 campus, you will see the difference that that's made. It's given a sense of maturity to that campus, which is really great for our 3rd through 5th graders. And it's allowed our second graders to come over here and be leaders in their school. We have some of them right here, can't you tell? They are the leaders in this building, which is a great opportunity for growing strong students and bringing them over prepared to our main campus. We have also been able to accomplish adding a computer lab at each campus. So now we have 2 computer labs at each of our campuses. I guess one of the big points is because the addition's here, I want people to understand that the impact is also over at our other building. So now we have 2 functioning computer labs. We've been able to build 2 functioning science labs, 1 at each campus, which is a big deal for us as we focus on improving our science performance. We have no teachers on carts, which is huge. Art happens in the art classroom, music happens in the music classroom, PE happens in a PE facility in a gym. So we are just very, very thankful for that. So thank you to Atlanta Public Schools, thank you to Parish Construction for supporting this project. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you the 3 students who are on my right. I have with me this morning Mr. Jeremy Perkins. Do you want to wave? I have Mr. George Trotter and Miss Lucy Blee. And I'm going to turn it over to Jeremy to do an introduction. Thank you again for coming.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us to celebrate the addition to our school. My name is Jeremy Perkins, and I am a 2nd grade student at Morris Brandon Elementary. I have attended Morris Brandon since I was in kindergarten. I am so lucky to be here one more year because of the addition. Now we are able to be the leaders of our campus, and we can set a good example of our IB learner profile and attitudes for all of the kindergarten and 1st grade students at Morris Brandon. I hope you like our new addition as much as I do. It's really great, especially the new technology lab, the enormous new music room, and the big gym. Thank you, Atlanta Public Schools, for the amazing addition to our school.
Good morning, guests. My name is George Trotter, and I am a second grade student at Morris Brandon. My favorite thing about the new addition to the Primary Center is the new music room. This is the best part about it because it has more instruments than last year, and we get to play them. Thank you for joining us today for this celebration. I would especially like to thank Board Member Briscoe Brown for taking the time to visit us today. Please join me in welcoming Board Member Briscoe Brown.
Thank you, George. And thank you, Jeremy and Lucy, to come. I have never gotten such a wonderful introduction. That was great. Thank you. As we gather here to celebrate this beautiful addition and renovation, I'm struck by the similarities between building a successful school like this one and raising a successful child like these over here. Both of them need a strong foundation, a bedrock upon which they will grow and thrive. Both of them need committed adults like you, who really think about what's needed and plan to provide for those needs. Both need help and support from throughout the neighborhood and the larger community. We know it takes a village to raise a child, but believe me, raising this school took a village too. And so as we formally open this campus, I want to thank everybody who helps our buildings grow and who help our children grow, because what we know is that buildings need builders, but children need builders too. I'm not going to name everybody by name because we would be here all day. But I want to thank the construction workers, the architects, the accountants, the project managers, the members of the design committee. Some of you, I think, served on that committee. The administrators, teachers, cafeteria workers, bus drivers, volunteers. I agree. PTA members, foundation representatives, community partners, parents, alums, and students. I want you to know that your contribution is treasured. That I'm not going to say, my husband told me I shouldn't say we value your brick in the wall, because for those of us of a certain age, that's a whole different conversation. But we do understand that you help us build our children's futures. And we want to thank you for your support, for everything you do to raise our children up, to give them roots in the past as we shoot them into the future as strong, successful, contributing adults. We know that buildings don't make an education, people do. People make an education and people make buildings. And we thank all the people who are here today and everybody who contributed. Thank you very much.
Good morning, guests. My name is Lucy Bleet, and I am a second grade student at Morris Brandon. My favorite thing about our new addition at the Primary Center is the new playground. This is the best part about it because we have so many different things to play on. Thank you for joining us today for this celebration. I would like to especially thank our superintendent, Dr. Maria Karstaffen, for taking the time to visit with us this morning. I know she's a very busy lady who has the tough job of making sure that every school in Atlanta is a great place for kids like me to learn. We are thankful that Dr. Karstafen is such an energetic and inspiring leader. She is an excellent example of the IB learner profile in action because she is an inquirer, a risk taker, knowledgeable, and caring. Thank you for being a role model, Dr. Karstafen. Please join me in welcoming the Superintendent of Atlanta Public Schools, Dr. Maria Karstafen.
Wow, thank you so much. First, I know that y'all are IB students because I think 8 of the words in each one of the speeches definitely are SAT words. And you had no problem pronouncing them and reading them, and I can see all the little scribbles on here. I love how you break down the words. It's absolutely fabulous. So congratulations to the school, to your principal, to your parents, and everyone who's been supporting Brandon, because it is just a special place. I was so excited to come at the beginning of the year, and actually, I'm starting my 3rd year, so 2 years under my belt. And I remember when I first came to, the campuses, remember the walkthrough, there were a lot of challenges on both sites. And so while I know it's been unbelievably difficult for people who have been in the school and in the school system over the years, I'm just so glad that we've been able to make some progress and that our kids right now will be able to benefit from those changes and improvements. I think that leadership matters. I just want to say to your principal, thank you for taking the job. I think she's the first person I hired as a principal. I'm not kidding. I remember that interview. And, we were both new and we weren't too sure, but I was like, I'm totally putting 100% of my faith and confidence in you because she just blew the interview out of the water. And I can't imagine anyone else who is a better fit for this school. So I hope you stay for a very long time. I also just want to say on behalf of the administration that, a lot of our work has to, we make a lot of recommendations, but it doesn't really happen unless the school board actually approves it. We have eSPLOST dollars and things of that sort that require not only board approval, but public approval. And so I just want to thank everyone in the city of Atlanta in the past and in the current eSPLOST commitment for supporting investing in bricks and mortar across Atlanta Public Schools, including this building. But Cynthia Briscoe Brown is a huge advocate for not just North Atlanta, but her district and the entire district. And so it just makes my job a lot easier when people not only, take their spot in the role that they have, but stretch harder to help kids all over the district. So when this school does well, it actually lifts other areas of Atlanta. I also want to just thank our students for being here, for being so brave and giving your speeches without sweating. I stress all the time when I have to give speeches, and they were super strong and unbelievably articulate and kind of witty and charming and all those sorts of things, stylish on top of that. I don't know what to say except that Morris Brandon has some of the coolest kids in the district. Am I right? Am I right? All right. Well, welcome, enjoy the ribbon cutting, and thank you so much for being here today.
And just to quickly wrap up, I just want to recognize 3 more people that we have in the audience. Obviously, we are at 10 o'clock on a school day, so we couldn't have all of our staff members be here. But we do have 3 teachers in the audience, so maybe they will wave. So you can just thank our teachers. We have Jenny Lane, 2nd grade, Maggie Blease, 1st grade, and Therese Halligan, kindergarten, representing our teachers who do the real work every day. So thank you for taking a minute to come down here and celebrate with us this morning. And with that, we are going to wrap up the ceremony with the actual ribbon cutting right outside the gym doors. So I hope you will join us for this last part of the morning. Thank you.
Official. 1, 2, 3.
It was such an exciting day for Brandon. I mean, you got to see our incredible new gymnasium, which we've never had a dedicated gym space for our kids before, and there's so many new dedicated spaces in this new building. The fact that we can have a technology lab and a science lab and have room for the 2nd graders to come over now, it's just feeling like we're getting to teach the kids in the way that they're meant to be taught in an elementary school, and so we're just beyond thrilled.
Paris Brandon has been such an integral part of not only the local neighborhood, but APS as a whole for so long. As it grows, so does the system. And as we see our children grow and thrive here, and as we see the building expand to meet their needs, it provides an example for the rest of the system as to what we can do when the community comes together to support all our kids.
So we are very excited about the ribbon cutting today, and this project has been years in the making. I know it was well underway before I became the principal at Brandon. I've just been here, this is my third year. When I came to Brandon, I wasn't really certain about why we were building on to one of our campuses. We're a two-campus school, so it was confusing to me why we needed additional space. But I quickly learned after just a few days in the building that we were crammed, we were overcrowded. We had teachers on carts, we were having art in the classroom, we were having music in the homeroom teacher's classroom, we had teachers team teaching at both of our buildings. So the addition has been a move to get the primary campus to be a K-2 building and the main campus to be a 3-5 building. So we've done that this year, and we have moved our second graders over here. So now we are literally a 50-50 two-campus school. We have 50% at each campus. So it's been a really big deal for our community.
Thank you to the community for working hard to get the best for our kids, whether it's through voting for East Plus dollars or for just coming to school and volunteering your time. And
a few people I would like to acknowledge. First of all, Parrish Construction, who was our construction company, and Danny Gutley, who was our APS project manager. You can kind of be fearful of construction projects happening, but they were just amazing partners to us. I want to thank the Board of Education for passing this years back and making sure that this was allowed to proceed. I want to thank the district as a whole, Dr. Karsarfin, and all of the district facilities reps that helped this to happen.
Every member of the Atlanta community who supported our kids through voting in the new East Blost, which allows us to build these buildings, all of our parents and our community partners, our teachers, our administrators, our cafeteria workers, our bus drivers, and everyone who wraps their arms around our kids as we help them grow to become successful adults.